So on the 1st of October, Iran struck Israel with around 200 ballistic missiles. Israel said they took no casualties, but they did cause some damage, but they intercepted the majority of those missiles. Now, Israel has retaliated, striking military sites such as air defense sites and missile manufacturing facilities. Now we're just going around in a massive cycle. Iran attacks Israel, Israel attacks Iran, and then Iran may possibly retaliate. Iran said they struck Israel back on the 1st of October for retaliation of the killing of the Hamas leader on Iranian soil. This is just getting absolutely ridiculous. Looking at the news, reading the news, it just seems to be escalating. Israel, yes, did have the right to retaliate. Iran did launch missiles and they did strike Iran. But now, with this retaliation, do Iran have the right to attack Israel? I would say no, because Israel was just in retaliation to the strikes on the 1st of October. But Iran could see this now as an escalation and may now decide to retaliate. Some of the news that's sort of been said around the world, you've got the US and the UK asking Iran to now sort of stop. United States say we urge Iran to cease its attacks on Israel so that the cycle of fighting can end without further escalation. Apparently it's been reported that 2 Iranian soldiers have been killed, but Iran sort of are carrying on with their daily schedule. Schools are still up and running. People are still driving down the streets. It was 3 cities that are attacked, but Iran seemed to be sort of playing it pretty cool, as if everything's all right. We've not taken any casualties, but it has been reported there's 2 casualties. US continues to say their response was an exercise in self-defense and specifically avoided populated areas and focused solely on military targets, contrary to Iran's attacks against Israel that targeted Israel's most populous city. So yes, back in the 1st of November, Iran just launched 200 missiles to pretty much strike anywhere and try and take as many casualties as possible. Israel said they would retaliate, and the US urged them to sort of stay away from sort of nuclear facilities and stay away from civilian populations, and that's looking like what they have done. Stressing that the US did not participate in the operation, he said it is our aim to accelerate diplomacy and de-escalate tensions in the Middle East region. A senior White House official said that Biden administration believed that Israeli operation should close out the direct military exchange between Israel and Iran. US President Joe Biden was updated that the Israel operation was developing and as the attacks were carried out by Israel. So the US is saying they knew about it, they knew the attacks were going to happen, but they played no part in it. Pentagon spokesman Patrick Ryder posted on X that Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin spoke to his Israeli counterpart Yoav Gallant and reaffirmed the ironclad commitment of the US to Israel's security and right to self-defense. So this is what we're saying. Obviously, you've got Israel and Gaza, Israel, Lebanon, all against Hamas. Iran have very, very close political ties with both of them, and Palestine, big supporters of them. They have been backing them. But apparently Israel did strike a Hamas leader on Iranian soil. So did Iran have the right to self-defense into Israel? And now Israel have had their right to self-defense. Does it stop there? I think it should, but Iran could possibly retaliate. But hopefully they've had a strike each. End off. Qatar, the attack was a blatant violation of Iran's sovereignty and a clear breach of international law. So Qatar are backing Iran. In a statement, expressed deep concerns regarding the serious repercussions that may result from this escalation and urged all parties to exercise restraint, resolve disputes through dialogue and peaceful means, and avoid anything that could destabilise the security and stability in the region. The ministry reiterated a call for the international community to intensify efforts aimed at de-escalation and ending the suffering of the peoples of the region, particularly in Gaza and Lebanon. Egypt, following the grave concern, accelerating escalation in the Middle East, the latest of which was the Israeli attack on Iran this morning, and condemns all actions that threaten the security and stability in the region. Egypt stresses its position that a ceasefire in the Gaza Strip should be reached quickly within the framework of a deal through which hostages are released, given that it's the only way to de-escalate. Saudi Arabia, condemning the military target in Iran as a violation of sovereignty and international laws, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs urged all parties to exercise the utmost restraint and reduce escalation. United Kingdom, let's jump to United Kingdom. Prime Minister Keir Starmer said Iran should not respond to a wave of Israeli strikes, urging restraint on all sides. I am clear that Israel has the right to defend itself against Iranian aggression. I'm equally clear that we need to avoid further regional escalation and urge all sides to show restraint. Iran should not respond, he told a news conference in Samar. France, last one. All parties to abstain from any escalation and action that could worsen the extremely tense context in the region. So there's obviously a lot of countries within the Middle East region that are sort of supporting Iran, that they had the right to attack, and Israel are now sort of breaking international law and sort of violating Iranian sovereignty. Look at it from the Israeli side though, they launched 200 missile strikes. What they're all calling for, which I like, is they want stabilisation in the region, which is what we need. Around the world, there's a lot of tension. There's a lot of international reaction going on. Ukraine and Russia have been going on since 2022. We've now got possibility of North Korean soldiers entering into Ukrainian-Russian war, supporting Russia using their clothing and weapon systems, okay, which is going to increase tensions in that area. Israel, we had the Hamas and Israeli attacks in October last year. It's sort of between Israel and Palestine, and it's now sort of expanded and grown out into Lebanon. Israel haven't obviously admitted to it, but the Hamas leader was killed on Iranian soil. So it's already starting to spread around the Middle East region. Iran attacked, Israel retaliated. What we all want is de-escalation. We want stability in the region, because if Iran attacks now, it's only going to escalate even further, because we know if Iran attacks Israel again, Israel will not hold themselves. They will retaliate again, which could then turn out sort of in an all-out war between Israel and Iran, which will then destabilize the region, which we don't want. You've got Egypt in there, you've got Iraq around there, Syria, Saudi Arabia definitely do not want any destabilization. So I'm hoping Iran hold themselves and they do not retaliate, but we will have to wait and see. But that's the news as of at the minute. Israel have struck 20 military sites going sort of for anti-air defense systems and missile manufacturing facilities. So hopefully this is the end of that. I know Israel have continued strikes into Lebanon. That is ongoing. There is not going to be any sort of ceasefire in the immediate future, but I'm hoping between Iran and Israel, they've both had that strike and that's end off, because I really don't want to see sort of any more escalation in the region, because then you might see other nations starting to get involved, which we don't want, because then it's going to start to spread around the region. It's going to destabilize the region and even go into political and economic views with oil, etc. That's what we definitely don't want. So that's what's currently going on at the minute. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comment section. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.